Good morning and welcome to today's United Way for Southeastern Michigan Roundtable. I'm Deacde Rogers from our Community Engagement and Outreach team, and I'm so glad you joined us this morning. Today's conversation is a special one. We're celebrating a major milestone, 10 years of the Women of Influence Summit, one of United Way's most impactful and inspiring signature events. This year's summit will be our largest yet, with nearly 800 leaders, business owners, and change makers expected to gather on Friday, March the 13th, 2026, at Ford Field. Now, before we jump in, I have a few housekeeping notes. This is a 30-minute conversation. We're live on Zoom and Facebook, and the recording will be shared later on YouTube. Closed captioning is available for today's conversation. You can turn captions on at any time by clicking the CC button on your Zoom screen. Please feel free to drop questions in the chat. We'll get to as many as time allows. Let's get started. All right, to set the stage, let's talk briefly about what the Women of Influence Summit is and why it matters. The Women of Influence Summit is United Way for Southeastern Michigan's annual signature event celebrating International Women's Day. It's hosted by Women United, our affinity group, committed to advancing equity for women, children, and families. Over the past 10 years, the summit has raised more than $2 million to support community investments that uplift women, children, and caregivers across our region. This year, the summit returns on Friday, March the 13th, 2026, at Ford Field, marking our 10-year anniversary and the largest Women of Influence summit to date. I'm excited to be joined today by two amazing leaders who have been deeply connected to this work. Tina Kantafaris is United Way for Southeastern Michigan's Director of Sponsorship and Affinity Group, who has played a key role in shaping and sustaining the Women of Influence vision over the years. Tina brings a deep commitment to community impact and women's leadership, and we're grateful for her continued leadership. And joining her is Abby Watteny, talent manager at Enterprise Mobility, where she oversees recruitment, training, diversity and inclusion initiatives, and community engagement at across Michigan, actually. Abby has been with Enterprise for 23 years and is deeply involved in community leadership, including United Way for Southeastern Michigan's cabinet and Women United, Girls on the Run, and several advisory and board roles across the state. She lives in Berkeley with her husband, Justin, and their two children. We are so grateful to have you both here with us today. So thank you for joining us. And let's dig in to the story behind these 10 years. Okay, so of course, we just said this is the 10-year anniversary of Women of Influence Summit, which is a huge, huge milestone. Can you take us back to the beginning? What was the original vision for the summit, and why was it important to center women, children, and families from the start? Tina?
Yeah, thanks for having us, Deacde. We're really excited. This is my eighth Woman of Influence. So I'm so excited. And I think maybe Abby, she's been to all 10. So we definitely have some deep roots with this event. And I have the privilege of leading our affinity groups at United Way that includes Women United. We have an incredible committee, and we actually just talked about like how did this originate? Like, why did it come to be? And I think we have to examine who we are as United Way for Southeastern Michigan. We are more than 100-year-old organization, and we are always what we need to be for the community when the need is most greatest. And so think about 10 years ago, a group of women sat together and said, I think there is a real need to help support some women and families in our community. And we're like, we need to do something about it and raise some dollars to help support that initiative. And so, we sit on a lot of data here at United Way. And so there was a way to start looking at it, be analytical about how we can best serve that group of people. And so they're like, let's try and do a fundraiser. And so that's how that started. And I think it was about like 200 people at that time. And I think, Abby, you could add your perspective on that, about what that first Women of Influence looked like. But, that was the catalyst and what really set us off. So I don't know if, Abby, you want to add into that.
Yeah, thanks Tina and thanks Dee Dee. I'm so excited to be here, but I think, this being the 10th one, it's amazing how it has changed from a really small group, and we've had it at several different locations, and every year it's gotten bigger and bigger. We even had a virtual event one year which was awesome too during those crazy times in 2020. But the purpose and the vision of this event has always really been the same, to bring women leaders together to champion change in our communities, right? To support women, to support children, to support families. And I think it's always been centered on women because we have some amazing, strong female leaders in this community. I mean, Dr. Hudson for, the United Way, like leading the charge for us. Um, and there's so many other female leaders in this community, and they're leaders in the workspace, they're leaders in community spaces, they're leaders at home. So it's, essential to make sure that we're, bringing this wonderful group of women together to be able to, make positive change in our communities where we live and work.
I love that. That is so amazing. And I think I've been to like five or six, and every time I'm just as thrilled and excited about not only going, but just the richness that I receive afterwards. This is one of the things I look forward to every year. So I'm super excited about that. Now, what do you think? Well, actually, over the past decade, first, the summit has grown tremendously in size, reach, and impact. So, what do you think has fueled that growth? And what does it say about our community's commitment to this work? I mean, you just said that like 200, it started with roughly like 200 folks, and now it's grown, I mean, tremendously. Um, so yeah, what would you say about that work?
You know what? I mean, I had mentioned, this is my eighth one, but this is only my fourth one being at United Way. So I had the privilege to attend this event at my previous workplace. And I think what makes this event so unique is, it's a formula that is tried and true. Like, I think what is really special about it is that I don't think it's very often that we get this many female leaders together in one room, that we get this many sponsors together for this collaborative and special partnership for this special morning. But we also have an incredible keynote each year, and I think that's really different than some of the other events that happen during the month of March for International Women's Day. And so, we have all these incredible people within our network too that we've just had such a privilege to hear from over the years, and then, these keynote speakers. And I think that's really has kind of like added to that. And I know, like, Abby, from your perspective, how you bring, your colleagues at Enterprise Mobility, like how do you pitch it to other people? Also helps that growth each year. And I'm sure it's the case for many other individuals who support too. So I don't know what your perspective might be on that too.
Yeah, I mean, you just talking about it as I'm putting this, I was just telling the ladies I was putting my invite together for our team this year, and every year at the end of it, somebody says like, I have to be on this list next year. How do I make sure that I come, right? And so it's been really exciting for us to be able to, I think I started coming with one or two other people, right? And then it grew to a table. Now it's grown to a couple tables, maybe a third table. So we're really excited to have more and more women from our company come. But I think that, like Tina was saying, I mean, the mission, the vision has been the same since the beginning, and the need has only continued to grow.
Mhm.
And it's just become more, at the forefront of everything, right? We need to make sure that we're supporting our women and children in our communities to make sure that they thrive. And being able to be a part of that and be able to see that, firsthand is just it's unbelievable. It is literally my favorite day of the year.
I would have to agree with you. I absolutely love it. I love that you're speaking about the mission and vision of it. I love that Not only does United Way come to show up and help and support, we try to get solutions. We should make sure that we connect people with resources, and this particular summit does that, just that. And I'm just super excited to be a part of it, to celebrate it, and to witness it. 10 years is a long time, and that is a true testament to the work that we do. So I appreciate all of that. Is there a moment or milestone over the last 10 years that really captures the summit's impact for you? And I want to reach to you, Abby, because I know you've gone to 10. So is there a moment you could share?
Yeah, I think this, Tina had just mentioned the keynote speakers and they're amazing. The women-owned marketplace, which I know Tina's going to talk a little bit more about, but that is so exciting. But honestly, every year for me, it's the videos. The videos get me where it shows women and children who have been directly affected by this program and impacted, I should say, by this program. To be able to see stories of how they were able to gain critical skills or different certifications to become licensed caregivers. And more importantly, the smiles on the children's faces in the videos, they're real, right? Like you're able to see it. So I truly think every year, again, all of the speakers are wonderful. The marketplace is wonderful, but those videos get me every year. And I mean, that's the impact of this summit, right? Like when you really break it all down, the impact of what it does for the community is what it's all about.
I love that. I mean, the energy on that day is such a buzz.
Mhm.
And it's just, I mean, like you said, it's exciting. Folks are waiting and can't wait to get there. So I'm excited. And I have people calling me like, hey, I'm going to go this year. And I'm like, that is fabulous. So I love hearing that all the time because I mean, that means it's just that impactful. Let's see, what makes Women of Influence special? Like there are many conferences out there, many events that are out there, but Women of Influence, to me, it feels different.
Yeah.
Can either one of you share about that?
Go ahead, Tina.
I think, one of the most special experiences that we now have at Women of Influence is our women-owned business marketplace. And this is something we're so proud of. This was during COVID. I just give a little bit of history and context. During COVID, we had 2 years that were completely virtual. And one of the years they had a very special box that you could purchase that had women-owned business goods in it and that they could be like delivered to your house. So you still felt like you were part of this larger network and supporting the community as well. And so when we returned to in person, we were like, how can we make that a part of the experience? And so we used to have this networking hour that, it's 8 in the morning. Sometimes it's a little too early. We wanted to fill that time and space with something very intentional and something that supports female entrepreneurs in our community. And so this is the birth of our women-owned business marketplace. And so we're so excited to have it. Over the last 3 years, we've been able to invest back $75,000 into these local businesses. And I will say for some of these businesses, this is probably the biggest order they may have had to date. And so, there's some of them are so small and some of them are on a national scale. So we've had some incredible businesses in our roster over the last couple of years, and this year is no different. We're going to have an amazing set that we're so excited to announce in the coming days. But what makes this unique is that this is a cashless experience for our guests. And so they're able to go and visit these businesses and kind of shop their own swag bag. And so we're so grateful to all our partners who help sponsor this event because that helps make it possible. And so we're able to really uplift these female entrepreneurs and provide mentoring. We have an incredible partnership this year with Accenture that is um, it's just phenomenal. I'm just making sure that these businesses are supported through and through, not just on the day of the event, but before and after. And so we're so excited. I think that's what makes this event even more unique now. And I mean, it's like just one of the most my favorite parts of this event too. Not only just the keynote speaker, but this and seeing all the people, and then just like you're standing in line as you're waiting to get your items. You're like, oh my gosh, where did you stop? What did you get? And so it kind of creates this dialogue and conversation about these incredible entrepreneurs too. So I don't know if Abby, you want to add on to that, but that's probably one of my favorites.
Oh, that is certainly like amazing. I think walking into a sea of purple, right? Everyone wears purple and everybody is there for the same cause. It's purpose driven programming. We're celebrating these women, women's leadership in the room and the marketplace, being able to show a direct community impact. It's the most energizing day where, like everybody it truly shows how one of the booths has the shirts empowered women empower women. Like that's what this day is about, right? It's all of these women coming together to lift each other up, starting with that marketplace, right? To make sure we're lifting up those women-owned businesses and just the networking and the community that it creates, that the United Way has created, it's electric. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to co-chair it this year. And like I've, you know, when Tina asked if I would be the one of the co-chairs this year, I was like, yep. Like no hesitation. It was just it's a lift, but it's so exciting.
I love everything that you all said. You took the words right out of my mouth, Abby. I was going to talk about the purple. Like when you come in, that purple is just so beautiful to see all the different styles and I mean, folks are so excited. They are getting ready for this. They are getting their outfits ready for this in advance. And so I mean, this is absolutely amazing. And I would have to say the marketplace is one of my favorite parts. I have one of those Empower Women shirts, and I love it, and I wear it with pride. But yes, this is so awesome. I'm super excited to even just be able to have you all on here to talk about this amazing event. So now, for those watching who are thinking, I want to be a part of this, what are the ways people can get involved, whether that's attending, sponsoring, volunteering, or supporting the cause year round? How can they get involved, Tina?
Yeah, I mean, we have an incredible affinity group called Women United, which helps host this event each year. And we have a number of things that we do throughout the year that does include Women of Influence. We have an incredible event called Power of the Purse that will be happening in the fall and at Washtenaw Community College. It's a fun purse auction. I mean, we have plenty of volunteer opportunities. We have our My Home Library program where you could volunteer for everyone loves a good scholastic book fair. We fundraise for those, and you're able to help students pick out 5 free books. And that's every student that's in the school. And so it's so exciting. You get to have opportunity to volunteer in many different ways for our backpacks initiatives, etc. So that would be the first and foremost. It's you can sign up directly from our website. It's free to sign up, and it gets you added into our email list. And that's how you'll hear about any of our upcoming opportunities. But if you want to get involved in like a most immediate way, we really encourage you buy a ticket, come to Women of Influence, meet all these incredible people that will be there, expand your network, and really come in and absorb all this incredible energy that's going to come your way soon. So I think that's the most tangible thing that you can do right now is sign up to become a Women United member and come to Women of Influence.
Buy that ticket. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
that was that's totally awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Um, maybe I'll ask you, Tina.
Yeah.
Like, is there one like story or moment from the past 10 years that you think stands out? Like, what is the one thing that has stood out the most?
You know what? Back in 2020, this is actually the year. Well, this during COVID, we were able to have an in-person Women of Influence. It was the week before everything shut down,
Oh, you're right.
and we celebrated. I think at that event, that was the one year that we wore white because it was in celebration of women's suffrage. And I just remembered coming in into this like sea of these fabulous outfits and white and every just like the camaraderie around the women there. And that year was the year we had Sonia Manzano from Sesame Street, and just hearing her story about her her representation on TV, national TV, about being a Latino woman. And, it was just like so uplifting. There was something so special about that. And it was like, so sad that that's kind of like the last big thing that I think I could remember before everything shut down. But like all the more important, like I know that whatever was raised that day helped whoever during COVID. And so even how United Way mobilizes around, a time of crisis. But um, I think that was like such a special event to me for some reason. I really distinctly remember it.
I forgot about wearing white. That was awesome. Like, I mean, the purple is like fabulous, right? But
Yeah.
I forgot that we wore white that year, and she was awesome. I was thinking about this last night about like the one thing that has stood out. And last year, sitting at the Women United table, one of the co-chairs brought her daughter. And when she got up to speak, like just the look on her daughter's face, she was just beaming, right? And then Dr. Hudson got up and started talking about her grandmothers and the profound impact that they had on her life and how they laid the foundation for her to give and gave her this sense of empowerment. Like, it was like, this is what it's about, right? Like teaching the next generation, bringing somebody with you and teaching the next generation. And it was just unbelievable. I cannot wait. My daughter Layla is coming this year. I like cannot wait to have her there, just to see that like what this women's empowerment is all about and what this movement is all about. So,
Right. I love it. I love it. And I forgot about the white.
yeah.
I wore white that year. I remember, and I took tons of pictures. So I'm so glad that you lifted that up. But I'm definitely loving the purple. So it's tons of fun. Yeah, so we're gonna actually go ahead and move to where we've got some audience questions. And so if you all are ready, let's see here. Our first question is going to be, for people who are not able to purchase tickets, what are some ways they are able to attend if they can't afford it?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, like I had mentioned earlier, we have several other things that you as an individual can get involved with at United Way that, does not require ticket purchase. And so everything that we do is so important for the community, especially for families. And so I've mentioned things like my home library, our backpack initiatives, any of our literacy initiatives, really. And so we have some incredible maker spaces in elementary schools. And so you are always having this option to interface with so many different corporate partners because they also help and volunteer for a lot of the things that we do too. And so I highly recommend that. And if you haven't had a chance yet, please sign up for Women United on our website under our affinity groups, and then you'll get a lot of those communications about how you can join in, and really give your time, your talent, and maybe in the future your treasure.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that. Okay, let me see if there's any. Nope, I'm going to switch over here. Here's another question that's from the audience. Over the past 10 years, what women of influence impact are you most proud of when it comes to supporting women, children, and families? I think you kind of spoke on this a little bit, but if there's any extra highlights you'd like to share, that would be great.
Yeah,
Tina, yeah, or either one of you.
I mean, I can add in, and then Abby, if you want to chime in on this one too. There were, like I had mentioned earlier, United Way is what it needs to be for the community. And at one point, there was a really big need to help fund our CDA academies. And so, that if you're not aware of what that is, it's a certification of program to help people become a child care provider, whether it's in home or at a daycare. And so, we were helping to, this event helped fund those certification programs, which is obviously life-changing for someone who is starting a business and wanting to take care of the children that are in our community. And early childhood education is so critical, especially at that 0 to 5 year age. And so, what a proud thing that we were able to uplift that for several years. And so, it's still a need, but we are, ever evolving and ever changing to make sure that we're hitting the most critical need year over year. So it's really cool. I don't know if Abby, if you have anything to add in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the women owned businesses, right? Again, being able to lift up our communities. But I also think, Tina, and you had just mentioned the scholastic book fairs, like being able to help fund those scholastic book fairs. being able to go into schools and have little kids look at you and say, I get to take these, like these are mine, like being able to say like, yes, like the United Way has been able to like, support this initiative to give these books to children who might not have the ability to have them at home. So it, I don't know. I mean, that's to me, whenever you can see like the impact at work, right? Like you can actually see it in the community. That's what, I'm most proud of with these events.
I love that. I love that. So I have one final question I can squeeze in here, I think. So looking ahead, as we look toward the next 10 years, what do you hope that Women of Influence Summit, like how it continues to grow into or influence in our community? Like, what do you think?
I mean, I think number one, if we can continue to bring in these women-owned businesses to expand that, like I don't know, can we have more? Well, hopefully. Right. So to bring in more and to support more women-owned businesses. And then, I think that the need will evolve every year. Like Tina said, there was a certification process that was a really big impact, like getting books into the book deserts that are, around the city into the hands of kids. I think that will always be a need. So I think that we just need to, like the United Way has always done, evolve to what the greatest need is and, put the time, energy, and money into what is most needed in our communities. And I think that's the best part of the United Way, that it seeks out the problems, it finds the problems or the areas of opportunity, and that's where the funds go. It doesn't just stick with one thing, it goes where the need is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I'll add to that too. I'm a social worker. That's what my degree is in. And there was always this saying that like you're trying to put yourself out of a job. And I hope that one day we do not have to have a fundraiser that is helping women and children and uplifting them out of times of crisis or when they need it the most. Just these basic needs like childcare, food assistance, rent assistance, like all these really critical things that maybe we take for granted in our day-to-day lives. And so, I hope that we don't have to continue fundraising for all these causes. Um, but until then, that we are going to be fiercely advocating for that population, that we will, no ask is a bad ask. We're going to be reaching out to people to see, can you support this event? Can you be a sponsor? Can you buy a ticket? Because it is such a tangible thing. There is a direct result that is happening when you purchase a ticket, when you sponsor this event. Not only do you get to enjoy such an incredible event, but it really is helping to change the community and uplift them in the most positive of ways. Even if it's a few dollars that you help donate, it goes a long way. And so we're so honored, and it's such a privilege to have people come each year and want to come. So I hope that continues in the next decade.
I think that this is a great question. I see it doing nothing but going up. I mean, look what we've done. We went from 200 to what, nearly 800.
Mhm.
So I think it can only go up because I think people will see how the impact really, really, really does touch our community and how we continue to show up. So I'm excited about it, and I hope I get to see the development of how well it goes. And so thank you both so much for coming today and for sharing all that information. You really helped us get a better idea and look forward to this event. I know I'm excited. I'm ready. So as we close, I'll say this. 10 years of Women of Influence represents 10 years of women showing up for children, for families, and for the future of our community. Mark your calendars for Friday, March the 13th, 2026, and visit unitedwaysem.org to learn more about attending or supporting the Women of Influence Summit. And as a quick reminder, if you or someone you know needs support with housing, food, utilities, or mental health resources, 211 is available 24/7 to connect families to help. Thank you again for joining us this morning and for being a part of a community that believes in investing in women, children, and opportunity. Everyone, please have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you.